So welcome back. In this third video in this series, I'm going to discuss 10 other MCQs from MCQ number 21 to MCQ number 30. So the 21st one says that the solution of the separable differential equation, which is this, is one of the following. So this is simply a very simple differential equation to solve since it's separable. So we can write this thing in this way and then separating variables. So dy over y is 1 plus x over, sorry, so it's dx over 1 plus x. Now integrating both sides will give us log y is equal to log 1 plus x plus I have to introduce a constant. So I'm just introducing log c and applying the properties of logarithm. I can write this log c times 1 plus x and just cancelling log on both sides, I have y is equal to c times 1 plus x. So you can see by this one, our correct option is A. So it's like very simple question because it's a separable differential equation and it's very easy to solve this type of differential equation. Okay, so the next MCQ is MCQ number 22, which says that the area of an equilateral triangle with the function of sides length x will be one of these following. The first thing is that like area is always sometime like some sort of square of the length of the side. It's never going to be like linear, or it's going to be the cubic function of the side length. So like without solving, you can select this option because it contains a square. The problem is if there are two options containing x square, that's going to be the problem. So we have to find out the exact formula. Otherwise, you can just memorize the exact formula, or there are different ways to find it out. Like if I take a triangle and the length of each side is x, and you know very well the angles are equal, hence the measure of each angle is going to be 60 degrees. So you can apply this formula, which is s minus a, s minus b, s minus c, to find out the area, where s is half of the perimeter or semi-perimeter, a plus b plus c divided by 2, where the value of a, b, and c is going to be x. And you will exactly get the area using this formula to be this one. Or what we can do, I can draw an altitude here with this angle to be 90 degrees. Obviously, this angle is 60 degrees. It means this angle is going to be 30 degrees. So this is 30, 60, 90 triangle. In this triangle, we know that if the side opposite to angle of 90 degree is x, then side opposite to 30 degree is x by 2, or the half of that. And side opposite to 60 degrees is the side opposite to 30 degrees times square root of 3. So this side is going to be x by 2 times square root of 3. So 30, 60, 90. So the side opposite to 30 is, let's say side opposite to 90 is x. 30 is going to be half of that, and 60 is going to be this side multiplied by square root of 3. So you can find these out by using trigonometric values, or just you can memorize for 30, 60, and 90 triangle. So in this triangle, now what I'm going to look at is the base length times height. So the formula for area is, you know very well, 1 upon 2 times base times height. So the base length is x. So what do I mean? That this whole length from here to here is x, and height is going to be x by 2 times square root of 3. So this becomes square root of 3 divided by 4 x square. So the correct option is D. It's simple. Okay, next one is MCQ number 23, where we have to find out limit only. So it's very simple, just we have to apply some sort of rationalization. So limit x goes to 0, square root of x square plus 100 minus 10 divided by x square. I'm multiplying by square root of x square plus 100 plus 10 and dividing with the same quantity. So multiplying the numerators will give me a square of the first term. So square root has been cancelled out, minus square root of the second one is going to be 100 divided by x squared times this term plus 10. So now you can see I can cancel these out. I can cancel x square as well. So I can cancel these terms. Now I have only 1 over square root of x square plus 100 plus 10. So then now I can just substitute the value of x to be 0 because I cannot get something which is infinite. So 1 over, this is going to be 0. So square root of 100 is 10 plus 10, which is 1 over 20. So the correct option from this one is C. Okay, so next MCQ is MCQ number 24. Here we're given a function from R to R, which is defined in this way. We have to find out f inverse of -9. So the first thing is that we have x and it is mapped to x square. We take a x and map it to x square. So if you give me 3, my answer would be 9. If you give me -3, the answer would be 9. But I ask you now that, okay, give me something whose answer is -9, this thing. So I don't have that value whose answer is going to be -9. So simply, or in other words, I cannot find out the inverse of this function. And what is the reason behind that? Because this function looks like this. And if you apply horizontal line test, then you can see that, okay, there are 2 points where the horizontal line cuts the graph of the function. So this function is simply not invertible. If it is not invertible, how can I find out the inverse of f inverse of some value? So my answer is null set. So you cannot give me any number such that I square it, my answer is going to be. So give me a number, I square it, my answer is going to be -9. It's not possible. So our option is null set. Very simple. Okay, MCQ number 25 is an experiment consists of throwing a die and drawing a letter at random from the English alphabet. Then the total number of points in the sample space will be. So we have to find out total number of points in the sample space, and the formula for this is basic principle of counting, which is like if we can arrange some sort of objects in n1 times, other objects in n2 times, then the total number of ways is going to be the product of these. So a die has 6 sides in general. Otherwise, there are dies of 4 sides and 8 sides, but we are taking general to be 6. And how many letters in the English alphabet are there? There are 26. And if you multiply them, so the answer is going to be 156. It's simply the product of these, one of the very simplest question in this test. So MCQ number 26 says that which of the following sets is an ideal in the ring of integers? So what's an ideal? So you take ring of integers, it's always a group with respect to addition. It's simply an abelian group. So at least it's a group. So an ideal should at least be subgroup. It means it should be subset of ring of integers and it should itself be a group. So you can see the odd numbers do not make a group under addition. What's the reason? If you add two odd numbers, if you add two odd numbers, the result is 4, which does not belong to the set of odd numbers. So it's not a group. Negative numbers, you do not have the inverses. So it's not a group under addition. Positive, you do not have inverses. But the even numbers make a subgroup under addition. So it's going to be the ideal of in the ring of integers. And the second property that it must satisfy, that you take any I from the ideal, it means any even number, any x from the ring, so the ring is integers, you multiply them, it should again be an element of an ideal. So you take any even number, you multiply with any integer, let's say 1, it's going to be again even number, which becomes the element in the ideal of ring of integers. So the correct option is D. So MCQ number 27, which says that under the Galois theory, the roots of polynomial is solvable by radicals if and only if the polynomial's Galois group is. So this is the standard theorem in abstract algebra or in Galois group theory. So the correct option for this one is solvable. I do not have good foundations in this one, so I cannot explain you this thing in detail, but there are certain firm theorems in abstract algebra that you can memorize, and you can have a sound grip of those all the things. And these tests from SPSC are mostly asking you those basic things. They are never going to ask you something which is going to be very difficult. So the correct option is D. MCQ number 28, it says that, okay, I have a group under multiplication modulo 10. So what's going to be the identity element? So identity element is just I take one element, multiply with any element in the group. The result is same any element in the group. So how can I find this out? So there is a very simple trick for that. So you multiply under modulo 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm going to multiply under modulo 10. So 2 times 2, 4, 2 times 4, 8, 2 times 6, 12. So 12 divided by 10, remainder is 2. So I have to write always the remainder. 2 times 8, 16, remainder is 6. 4 times 2, 8, 4 times 4, 16. Sorry, so this is going to be 6 in modulo. 4, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 6, 2, 8, 4. So you have to see that, okay, if this row is 2, 4, 6, 8, what is the other row that is 2, 4, 6, 8? So this is this. It means I multiply this whole row with 6, my answer is the same row. So 6 is going to be the identity element. Or you take this column 2, 4, 6, 8, multiply with 6, you will again get 2, 4, 6, 8. So correct option is the identity element is, you can see 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. This comes with only 6. So identity element is 6. Very simple question. So if every element of a group is its own inverse, then the group is called. So it means I take any element, A same as A inverse, B same as B inverse, AB same as AB inverse. I can take any element of the group, it is equal to its own inverse. So AB is same as its inverse, but applying inverse, I can write it B inverse A inverse, but B inverse is same as B and A inverse is same as A. So you can see AB is same as BA. This property shows that the group is abelian. It can be finite, but we cannot select any one of these options. It's going to be difficult because abelian groups can be finite, can be infinite, can be cyclic. So the correct option is So MCQ number 30 is a tensor is a, so how do we define a tensor? A tensor is a map, is a function or a functional or operator, whatever you say, that takes some vectors and some vector spaces and some dual vector spaces and maps them to the set of real numbers. So vectors, dual vector spaces and dual vector space maps them to R. So it's always a multilinear function. It means it is linear in each component. Multilinear means because there are so many components, 1, 2 up to this V and V, 1, 2 up to this V star. So how many vectors are there? Vector spaces are how many elements from the dual spaces? S. Then we have this one is RS tensor. So RS tensor is going to be the rank of the tensor, or some people write it V stars first and then V second. So RS tensor, RSR tensor, it depends upon the notation that you are using. So it's always a multilinear function. I think in the key, the option is B, which is wrong. It's a linear function, but like multilinear is going to be the correct option for this one. So this was MCQ number 30. In the next part, we'll be discussing MCQ number 31 to 40. So till then, goodbye.